Welcome back to Session 6 of Business by Design. Today, we're going to talk about how you can market yourself, market your business, and ultimately market your listings. By now, you probably watched a few of my Tom Ferry shows on YouTube, and perhaps you visited my website, tomferry.com. I'm going to strongly recommend you do so again, not just to see my website. Instead, I want you to begin to experience the same marketing process through my company that ultimately I want you to implement. So I'm going to ask you to go there today and sign up for the Tom Ferry Show or any one of our free solutions so you can naturally and automatically begin to experience exactly what I want you to do. Now, think about what I just said. I'm actually going to teach you how I've marketed myself to become the #1 business coach and trainer in real estate. And by you following the same steps, you will become one of the most recognizable agents in your city and perhaps your country. Sound good? I think it should. So it starts with a mindset. The first thing is we use a multi-channel marketing strategy, touching our clients and prospects through multiple platforms throughout the week, driving them back to our website. Now, if you don't have a website, your company has access to them for you, and they will have several local vendors and recommendations, so you can get it done. If you're looking for something really easy and free, I like About.me. That's www.about.me as a simple place that you could build a website for yourself today in just a few minutes. This site will allow you to link up all of your social media sites like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat, placing your email there for people to connect with you, as well as a phone number. So the mindset is a multi-channel marketing approach, meaning we're going to take one piece of content throughout the week, one thing that you're doing in your business, perhaps like a new listing or a recent sale, and I'm going to have you send that piece of content through a variety of marketing channels with the goal to create maximum exposure for you, your business, and your listings. So let's start by looking at each of the channels that we're going to be using. #1, and by far the easiest, is email marketing. The Direct Response Marketing Association claims that email is still by far the best form of free marketing exposure, and it's the easiest thing for you to do. Stop for a second and think about how many email addresses you currently have, and ask yourself, do I have a plan for my email marketing, or am I just randomly sending out email? Remember, this program is called Business by Design. So we want to design a powerful email strategy, and we'll finish this session with an exact monthly plan of what you need to do. Back on email. In order to do effective email marketing, 3 things will help you make it better. #1, you want to use an email service provider. An email service provider that allows you to track and measure your email results. For example, what open rate percentage do you have? Are you aware that today, when a person sends out 100 emails, the average open rate, where the person actually grabs their phone or on their desktop and opens up your email, is less than 19%. Less than 19%. So imagine if you're sending out 100 emails and you're scratching your head wondering, why am I not getting more responses? The first thing is to acknowledge that perhaps you don't know your open rates, and if your open rates are average, only 19 of the 100 people actually opened it up and read your message. So the first step is we want to have an email service provider that allows us to see open rates and track what we call click-throughs, where they actually open the email and you know that number and you know who opened the email, as well as did they click on that link and go back to your website or take the action that you were asking them to take. If you just do this one thing, your email marketing, your branding, and your marketing of yourself and your listings will go through the roof. Now, in addition, with your ESP, with your email service provider, if it allows you to auto-populate the prospect's name, that is a terrific bonus for you. We would call that me-mail versus just email. Think about it. If you get an email that has your name in it, Dear John, Dear Jose, Dear Martha, it's far better than just hey, or what we might refer to as spam email. So when you're picking your email service provider, you want to ask some questions. There are several free and there are a few very inexpensive email service providers. You want to ask questions like, does it track open rates? Will it give me information about how many people clicked and what they clicked on? And in a perfect world, would allow me to auto-populate their name to make it more personal. What I recommend you do is, throughout the next few days, you want to go on Google and you want to look around at email service providers and pick the one that ultimately feels right to you and then implement it. The second thing, when it comes to great email, when you write your email, you want to make sure that you actually look at the email before you hit send on multiple devices. Think about what I just said there. We know that today, half of the traffic of social sites and everything on the internet, including communication like email and text, is happening on a mobile device, and the other half is happening on a desktop. So what do we want to do before we send that email? We want to look at it on a desktop, on a laptop, maybe on an iPad, maybe on an iPhone, as well as an Android or Google device. Why? Because there's a pretty good chance they're going to look differently on each one of those devices, and you want to make sure that before you hit send, you know it looks good on every possible device that someone is going to experience it. Number 3, when you email people, it's important that you have a clear outcome, a result that you want to have happen by sending out that email. Now, ultimately, it comes down to, what do you want them to do? The action that you want them to take. And you ask them during the email to do just that. For example, your email might say, take a look at my new listing, because you're wanting them to click and take a look at photos of that property as an example. Or your email might be about, read my free report on the 7 mistakes to avoid when selling a home. And again, with an obvious link for them to click and read that information. I know this may sound basic, yet too often we write long emails without a clear purpose and no obvious links or multiple links for someone to get access to what it is you want to market or promote. And then we wonder why we don't get the results we desire from email. So again, I want you to sign up on my website and you'll see exactly how we do what we do that's working tremendously well in our business to grow our brand and market ourselves. And I want you to do something that we've all heard about. We call it R&D. Now, you've heard R&D before, especially if you came from some other industry before real estate. People would say, oh, R&D, you mean research and development. Well, when it comes to this conversation about marketing, R&D stands for rip off and duplicate. So when you see my firm doing things, you can be doing the same to grow your brand, especially when it comes to email. Now, let's transition to the second platform, Instagram. Instagram, Instagram, Instagram. By far, one of the hottest social media sites today. And when you look at the numbers and you look at the trends, the people that are on Instagram today versus just a few years ago, it used to be 13 and 14-year-olds. And today, one of the fastest growing demographics is women between 45 and 55. And last time I checked, those people are making a lot of decisions about selling their house, where they want to live, and ultimately who they want to work with. So if you haven't downloaded Instagram, get it on your phone right away. I'd be shocked if you haven't. For the rest of us, we know Instagram is for photos and short form videos. I love Instagram, and clearly so do millions of people around the world, because from this simple application, you can snap a photo of yourself, a home, a city scene, a beautiful garden, an amazing looking bathroom, a great new restaurant, or whatever you want to expose your followers to. And what's even better about Instagram is that you can tag people that you want to see exactly what you just posted. And here's what's even better. It automatically will link whatever your video or photo directly to your Facebook profile and Twitter and more. So it's really easy and a powerful tool for you as you build your brand, as you market your listings, and as you market yourself. So I wrote down a couple things for you regarding Instagram. Obviously, number one, it's very easy to use. The second thing I wrote down is, as you can see, Instagram is now allowing you also to promote your posts. Remember, they're owned by Facebook, and Facebook, as we'll talk about in a minute, does billions and billions of dollars every year in online advertising. And Instagram is now allowing you to do the same. This is something that I highly recommend you test. Test it just like Facebook, just like email marketing. Get to know this side of Instagram and Instagram marketing, and as you test it and try new things, you're going to find your way of doing it to really make sure that the people you want to see your new listing or your recent sale or that photo of you in front of your company sign, you're going to know exactly how to do it through Instagram. Number three, let's talk about Facebook. Did you know that billions of dollars are being spent advertising businesses just like yours on Facebook every day? Yes, and agents around the world have discovered they can market a listing to some very specific prospects at a ridiculously low cost using this platform. I know you're already on Facebook, and maybe you've even boosted a few of your posts, and you've already seen the advantages of reconnecting with people you haven't talked to in years. When you meet a new prospect and you really want to engage with them, you can follow them on Facebook, and you can get to know them beyond just this person that might want to sell a house or buy a house. It is a remarkable tool that allows us to connect with people all over the world and get to know what they're really all about, which is a powerful opportunity for you and I, both as salespeople as well as business builders. What I want you to do, though, is move beyond just the behavioral science of Facebook, and I want you to use Facebook and test out their advertising platform. So the first step is to get to know the power of it. If you just simply read or go to YouTube and search best practices for real estate agents to advertise on Facebook, if you sent that up on YouTube, you're going to see hundreds of simple tutorials that will remove any doubt or any of the "how do I do that" from the equation. Because at this point, if we can read or simply watch something on YouTube, you can learn to become a powerful online advertiser using this extraordinary platform in minutes. The second thing is, I want to reiterate that agents around the world use this to expose their listings to find potential sellers in the market and drive that traffic back to their website. A company that does this at an amazing price for agents is geographicfarm.com. Geographicfarm.com, a site that I've mentioned in the past. If you really want to get it done, visit that site today and see all the different things they offer for agents like you to become very effective with your Facebook advertising. So let's transition to number 4 and 5, Twitter and Snapchat. As I recommend this, Twitter is still the go-to site to find out what's happening around the world. And Jack Dorsey, the CEO, is committed to making it the best it can be. If you're not on Twitter, I strongly recommend you sign up today and begin by following everyone you know and the most influential people you know around the world. And just watch the changes unfold over the next few months and year, because Twitter is going to continue to be a force for you and I, and a platform where we can push our marketing messages out throughout the days and throughout the weeks, very simply from our phone. And remember, even though Twitter today is very busy with so many tweets happening, by sending out those tweets throughout the day and throughout the week, we're just looking for that one person that sees your tweet, clicks on it, goes back to your website after they've also seen your Instagram and your Facebook, and they got your email, and all of a sudden they say, you know what? She's the one for me, or that's the guy I'm going to use. That's the multi-channel approach. Now, let's talk about Snapchat. Once, this was the social site of teenagers only, and it's quickly become a very popular tool with, at this point, over 150 million daily users on Snapchat. So today, it's become a great tool for savvy marketers like you that want to build another channel of influence. So my advice to you is simply get on there, play around, follow me, Tom Ferry, and search for other agents and people of influence in your marketplace. That could be politicians, famous business people, celebrities. The reason why I tell you first with a new platform to follow all those people is you'll begin to see how other people are using this tool to broadcast their message, to share their new listing, to share their marketing, to build their brand, and you'll begin to do the same. So, Twitter and Snapchat, those two are a must. Let's go to number 6, LinkedIn. Now, this is a fun one because as we record this training, LinkedIn has now been around for over a decade. I would ask you, when was the last time you actually went to your LinkedIn page? More importantly, when was the last time you updated your LinkedIn profile to make sure that people have access to your email, your phone number, they know your company, your office address, they know the best way to reach you on all your other social media sites? LinkedIn is a terrific tool for all of us in business and another place that we want to be putting our content out. Now back to the why about LinkedIn, it's very simple. When you look at the data, when people decide to make a move, LinkedIn is a site where many business people look to find out who do they know in their network in the new city that they're moving to. And it's another place for you to be findable. By placing your content on LinkedIn, it just gives you another opportunity to be found by that next prospect. And now let's talk about my all-time favorite, number 7, YouTube. This is the go-to site for everything from an occasional dancing cat video to the most complex how-to videos in the world. And in my professional opinion, you must be there too. Here's what I'd like you to do. First, I want you, if you haven't, to create your own YouTube channel. Very easy to do. Secondly, I want you to create your own show, just like the Tom Ferry Show. Or you could call it Real Estate News in your town, in your city. Now, this is a powerful program that thousands and thousands of agents have started to do. And as they do, they become the go-to solution for real estate news and information in their city. So once you name it, once you name your program, I challenge you to start creating daily or weekly video content, shows that you can expose to your viewers everything from communities or districts where you sell homes. You can tell them about buildings and architecture, the history of the community. You can show people, right, the new homes that are coming on the market. You can talk to them about recent sales that are happening. You can explain pricing trends happening in your town, market updates, even new restaurants, or interviewing small business owners, or even maybe someone at the local school that's right there in your town. The bottom line is there is an endless need for good real estate content on YouTube, specifically in your town. And as we started this whole thing by saying, I'm sure you've watched a few Tom Ferry Show episodes, and perhaps you've been to my website, tomferry.com. I want you to know what I'm doing and follow the same plan. The hub of exposing your business, building your brand, and marketing your listings today starts with great content on YouTube. So, I'm really passionate about this, and I want you to take immediate action. If, big if, you need some inspiration, go ahead and search real estate agents on YouTube in your town, and you can check out what other people are already doing. And then my advice is, look and see what they're doing and make it even better. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Tom, how do I build all my followers? How do I build up my lists if I'm suddenly going to go from only being on Facebook and having Twitter but never using it? I've just been dabbling with Instagram. I've got a YouTube channel, but I've never thrown anything up there because who's going to watch my shows? Let's discuss that, as well as 2 other questions I know you're thinking. How much time should I spend doing all this? And then number 3, are there any tools or other tools that you'd recommend to make the process easier? I know these are a few of the common questions I get when I start talking about this multi-channel approach, so let's go through them all. Number 1, how do you build up your lists? It's actually very easy. You start concentrating first and foremost on collecting as many email addresses as you can. Today, you can look at sites like Intellius.com, and perhaps there's one that is specific to your country that you know of, where you can type in someone's name and get their email and their cell phone. Or if you look in your phone and you have a bunch of cell phone numbers for texting as an example, but you don't have their email addresses, you can type in to a site like Intellius or others their cell phone number, and it will give you their office address, their home address, and even their email. Secondly, what you want to do is when you're sending your weekly emails to all the people on your list, either at the top, in the middle, or at the bottom, you're going to begin to ask them to connect with you on their favorite channel. So you're going to provide a link or an icon, very easy to do, to connect them directly to you, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat or LinkedIn. It's very important, first, you get the mindset. I've got to collect as many email addresses as I can. That needs to become a big part of what you do every day as you're talking to people you know, updating and making sure you've got their accurate email. Because remember, it's the easiest way for you to market at the lowest cost, giving you the biggest return. The second thing you want to do in terms of building your list is go to each of these platforms, right? Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat, and start by searching for all the people that you know. You could start with all of your former clients. You can start with all of the people that you know that you dream about one day selling their home. And what you're going to find is when you find them on these platforms and you like them or you friend them or you follow them, a very big percentage will follow you right back. And slowly over time, you begin to build up all of your lists just through concentration, occasional email marketing saying, follow me here, the follow them and they follow you strategy, and over time, you're going to win. You can also comment on people's posts on all the various platforms. This will make you more top of mind, which is a good thing for your brand, and people will want to check you out and follow you back. It's just the way it works. Now, one of the big mistakes that I see people make is as you jump into whether it's Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook, you start seeing people offering you opportunities to buy followers, right? Here's an easy way to get 10,000 people following you. Ask me if I recommend this. Not at all. You see, I learned a long time ago, 28, 29 years ago, in direct response marketing and branding, it's not the size of your list that matters. It's your engagement with your customers. That's what counts. I'd rather have 500 people on Instagram that I really engage with than 1 million knowing that only a small percentage ever actually respond to me. And I hope you take the same mindset too. Now, the second big question, how much time should I spend doing all this? Well, I can tell you, when I got onto Facebook very early, my lovely wife said to me, honey, you're spending a lot of time on these social media sites. What are you doing? Shouldn't you be out working? And I remember looking to her and saying, sweetheart, all of my customers and future customers are on this platform. I'm simply doing the most relevant way to engage with my prospects today and never having to leave the house or off my iPhone. And in that moment, my wife understood that the world had changed. I grew up, probably as you did, in a world where the only thing we could do was make phone calls and send faxes and knock on doors and try and get in front of people. Today, spending some time on these marketing campaigns, building this content, using all these different platforms for an hour or two a day, over time, it's going to build your brand, build your exposure, promote your listings, and make you the most recognizable agent in your marketplace. And that's my goal. So very tactically. Think about timing like this. You can shoot a photo, click, in seconds, add a filter, change, and post to Instagram while automatically sending it to your Facebook profile and Twitter directly from the Instagram page in seconds. And as you go around town, if you did 2 or 3 of those posts a day, you're going to start to create engagement and following and an opportunity to connect with your prospects and your customers. When you're thinking about your Instagram and just a few posts a day, one of the things I like to remind people of is when you get a photo that people like a lot, or they comment a lot on a video you shot, or a quick little photo, that's an excellent piece to then put back into your email marketing and send out that way to all your customers again. Remember, multi-channel approach. So let's talk tactically how much time it's going to take for you. Well, how fast can you shoot a photo or record a quick 15-second video on Instagram, apply a filter, and then post? And of course, we know from Instagram, this is seconds, maybe minutes, and you're gonna hit send on Twitter and on Facebook as well. So in just a matter of seconds or minutes, you're able to take a beautiful photo or video and pass it around the internet to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My advice is you should do that 2 to 3 times a day and watch how people engage and respond with you. One of the things I like to remind my customers of is when you get a lot of engagement on a video or a photo, that's an excellent piece to put in your next email marketing and send it out to everybody and say, I snapped this photo last week of this beautiful garden in an apartment that I just listed for sale. Take a look at this photo. There was lots of comments. Let me know what your gardening plans are coming up this spring or summer. And boom, you send it out. And now you're taking that same piece of content, using it in multiple ways, and engaging with people now through email, through Twitter, through Facebook, and Instagram. And that's smart. Now, let's talk video. Video's the one that really seems to have a certain percentage of people, pulling their hair out. To me, it's quite simple. Shooting a video only takes a few minutes. Grabbing your iPhone and saying, hey, it's Tom. I'm standing here at the corner of here and there looking at this brand new property that just came on the market that hasn't been on the market in almost 22 years. And I just listed it for sale, and I'm holding it open this Sunday between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and I'd like to invite you to join me. That simple little video, that dialogue only takes a few minutes. Sure, you might have to record it 2 or 3 times because you stumble the words as I just did there. It's okay. Once you shoot that video, the second part is maybe you do some editing where you add a front end bumper and a back end bumper. You've seen this before on YouTube videos, their intro and maybe their call to action at the end. So whether you decide to do that and learn that skill yourself, or you outsource it to the thousands of people around the world that are experts and can do that for you in minutes, either way is fine. What I want you to get is this: the power of video. The few minutes you take to record that coming soon listing, or recording a video of a client saying that they used your services, that you listed and sold their home, and you get that on video and you post it on YouTube and you email it out and you put it on your Facebook page and you put a link to it through Twitter and a link to it on LinkedIn and a link to it from Instagram. All of a sudden, my friends, let me tell you what's going to happen. People are going to start saying, I see you everywhere. and that's the goal. We don't want to be secret agents. We want to become the most recognizable force in our marketplace, so when people are thinking about selling or buying, that they think of you. The bottom line is, you should be spending a few hours every week on your marketing. That's what you should be doing. We are trying to help you become a recognizable brand and a force in your marketplace, and that is going to take a commitment of your time. So the last question is, are there any other tools that you would recommend? And the answer is, there's always a new tool coming out. Two things that we find extremely beneficial in our business to make sure that our marketing is working and we're able to track and measure all of the performance of our emails, of our social posts, and our videos is two things. One, signing up for a Google Analytics account. By taking your Gmail account, free through Google, they will give you access to free tools that you can set up and begin to track and measure site activity, how many people are coming to your website, how many people are bouncing from your website. When people go to your website, what do they look at the most? What do they look at the least? This information for you and I is extremely valuable because we want to continue to provide our clients the information they want in their model of the world. So a Google Analytics account will give you access to the data. The second one, and certainly not a secret today, but I'm always shocked by how few real estate professionals use it, is a solution called Bitly, B-I-T.ly. Bitly is that special link that you put on every social media post. It's that special hidden link inside every email that allows you to track and measure the performance of that campaign. So you know what percentage of the people opened it, what percentage of the people went to your site, and more importantly, as you're starting to market yourself more and more people in your town are starting to say, I see you everywhere, you actually know exactly what campaign, what email, and what promotion they're responding to. And again, that data helps you and I make better decisions as we market and expose ourselves and our listings. So, we've covered a lot of ground here, and I've got some homework for you. The first thing I wrote down is, start today by visiting my website. Sign up for something free. Click on one of the ads. If you really want to have some fun, go to my website, fill in your first and last name, and then bounce, as in don't complete it, and watch how another secret you should look into called Google retargeting, where we begin to follow you around the internet. You've experienced this before. You've clicked on a site and saw a pair of shoes that you liked, and suddenly, what did you see on the next 22 sites you went to? Those shoes. That stalking approach to internet marketing is called Google retargeting. So whether you want to experience that, you go to my site, you start to register your information, and then you stop doing it, and you leave the site, and you'll watch Google retargeting. Or you simply fill in your information and begin to experience exactly the kind of multi-channel marketing I want you to do. We can be your R&D, your rip-off and duplicate solution. Second thing I wrote down, obviously, sign up for all the sites and platforms you're currently not a part of. Number 3, decide what website solution you're going to use and connect everything to it. Number 4, choose an email service provider one that feels comfortable for you so you can begin to send your email marketing and make sure that you're tracking and measuring everything. Number 5, and this is the big one. I would advise you to create a marketing schedule for a month that includes, first, how often you're going to post on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. You actually are going to decide how often you're going to do it and maybe even put it in your schedule. Secondly, you want to decide the frequency of your video show for YouTube. So you're going to say, I want to send my show out once a week on Tuesday, which means I probably need to film it on Thursday or Friday of the previous week, edit it myself, or send it off to someone who's going to put the editing together for me so I can email it out on Tuesday. Make sense? The more you schedule it out, the more it becomes reality, the more it happens. Next, remember, when you email out your video show to all the people on your email, you also want to post the same show on Facebook and Insta and Twitter and LinkedIn. Remember, that's the multi-channel approach. They're going to see you everywhere. The last thing I wrote down is play around, right? Have some fun, whether it is trying Instagram ads or setting up Facebook ads. Remember that company, geographicfarm.com, as another potential resource to help you leapfrog the competition and do it even better. Now, lastly, as we wrap up, remember, the goal is to use these platforms to build your business by design. So get to work, and I'll see you next week.